I'm going to start with a bit of news.
News?
Yes, news.
Very good.
A very good evening, everybody. This is Gulf Harbour Radio on yet another wet and miserable windy night. Patricia and David with you, ZMH 286. And I thought tonight, just for a change, we'd start with a bit of news. There has been quite a lot happening, apart from the fact that Aotea have just arrived in the Bay of Islands, which I think they will be very thankful for. There has been all sorts of things happening around the world, particularly with respect to earthquakes. Indonesia had a giant earthquake and have lost a lot of people. But 3 hours ago, the Solomons joined in with a rather big earthquake, mostly around the Honiara area. So it's getting quite, shaky out there.
Rocky, yeah.
All right, what else is going on? Well, just to update you for those coming to New Zealand on the COVID situation, 24,048 the score for the last week, just in case the fact that nobody's talking about it, hardly anybody's wearing masks, doesn't mean to say that it's not here. It most definitely is. 40 deaths in the last week, one child even under 10. Most of them are, of course, older people, 50 plus. And mostly in the 70, 80, 90 area. 344 in hospital, and since COVID started, 2,182 deaths in New Zealand. Better news on the sporting front, though, for those that have followed the progress of Lydia Ko, a Korean New Zealander, or is she a New Zealand Korean? I think she's a Korean New Zealander. 24-year-old. Anyway, she has just won the biggest prize ever for her, $2 million in Florida, and that makes her the LPGA Player of the Year. So pretty fantastic. It was very windy on the last day, so her experience here at the range at the golfing club at Gulf Harbour, where it's very windy a lot of the time, would have put her in a good space with experience. So it was a pretty tricky day, evidently. So that's been quite fun. You won't get any football news from me from Qatar. I just don't follow the football. So if you have any particular country you want me to talk about or keep track of, let me know. But otherwise, you won't hear Qatar news on Gulf Harbour Radio. All right, I mentioned to you that Aotea has just arrived in the Bay of Islands. I very much doubt that with the conditions there that are 40 knots in Brett today, that they will be anywhere near the radio, but I'm just going to pause just in case they are on air. Aotea, Gulf Harbour. No, nothing heard. They will be breathing a sigh of relief. They'll have a bit of protection now that they're inside the bay. And boy, he'll be probably wondering why he has come back to New Zealand after 10 years. I remember coming back to New Zealand for the first time. I'd been away over 10 years, and we arrived back on an actually beautiful day, and the dolphins were out, the spinner dolphins. I think I had a tear in my eye, didn't I?
Yep.
It was just lovely coming back, but I don't think he'll be all that impressed with the weather that's there at the moment. Much more peaceful up where Sika has just been passed by moonfish. So Sika, Gulf Harbour Radio. Oh, very good copy again tonight. So, yeah, we've had it quite good, Peter. Go ahead.
285 south, 17429 east. We've got 100% cloud cover, about 15 knots of wind from the west-southwest. We are currently sailing on a course of 189 true. At a speed of about 6 knots, over.
Okay, we have Sika at 2850-17429 east, 100% cloud cover, 15 knots of west-southwest wind, so pretty hard on it, 189 true and 6 knots. I'll pass the microphone, and hopefully Mike and Sasha are listening, because they will have the same outlook from David, having not too long past you.
Well, you've just entered the major frontal band that is plaguing New Zealand at the time. The outgoing clouds are, they get up to about 28, maybe 27 south, and all the way down to New Zealand, of course. Heavier cloud as you approach New Zealand. Tomorrow, it looks like the winds are going to be, well, southerly quadrant. I don't think you want to hear that, but probably about 15 knots, 15 knots. Not real strong at the moment. If you were closer to New Zealand, that would be a different story, but where you are, where you will be tomorrow, not too bad at all, other than the direction. Over.
Okay, thanks for that, Dave. Yeah, we'll just do what we can and adjust our course accordingly. We've put a little bit of west into it, but maybe not quite enough, so we might think about that.
Yep, good move.
Yep, a good move. And David just said yes, a good move too. All right, well, we'll see. Did you actually get to see moonfish go past you, or was it a bit far away? Over?
No, we've been sight with moonfish, and we've been talking with them earlier today on the VHF.
Yeah, it is quite nice to see another boat on a passage. All right, we'll clear with Seeker and go to Moonfish, Gulf Harbour.
Hello, Patricia. Moonfish here, over.
Yeah, good copy again, Sasha. Hope you've recovered, being at the ripe old age you are now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, now, our position is 2858 south, 174 36 east, over.
Yep, all copy. Carry on.
Okay, and we're heading 7 to 8 knots. Our course is 207 true, and we have 12 to 15 knots westerly, over.
Okay, we have Moonfish at 2858 south, 17436 east, on a course of 207 true, 7 to 8 knots, 12 to 15 knots from the west, and you would have heard David talking to Peter a minute ago. Over.
Yeah, we did indeed, over.
Okay, well, we'll chat with you again tomorrow. You certainly wouldn't be wanting to be down in our latitude at the moment. Big black clouds, rain, but I have a promise from Rewa that they are going to bring some dry, hot weather with them when they leave tomorrow. So I think there's quite a few people leaving tomorrow. But we'll clear with you now and see if we can find Colima Gulf Harbour. This one's a bit further up.
Gulf Harbour, this is Kalima. We got light copy on you. How do you copy me, over?
I've got very good copy. Go ahead.
Kalima's position, 27 degrees south, 173 degrees 25 east. We have a speed of 7 knots on a course of around 200. We've got wind of 16 knots from the southwest, and we have about 470 miles to run, over.
Okay, here you go. Hang on. Oh. I passed the microphone to David before I'd actually read back your position. 27 degrees south and 17325 east, 7 knots on a course of 200 true, 16 knots of southwest, 470 to go. So there's been a bit more wind around today than yesterday, so that's good. Here's David.
Yes, and as you get closer to New Zealand, that wind is going to pick up. Tomorrow I've moved you a couple of degrees toward New Zealand, and it looks like 10 to 15 knots roughly coming out of pretty much what you have today. Looks like southwest. And again, you are, as the other ones, are right on the fringe of the frontal band, so you should be seeing quite a bit of cloud and even more as you continue to head south. Over.
Colima, did you copy? Over.
Gulf Harbour, this is Kalima. I didn't really get David's update on the weather. Has anybody give us
That's strange.
I think there might be something with your receive, because you really should be able to copy us at that position. Have you got something running, like lights, an LED lighting, or a charger unit, or refrigeration, or something? Have you got a noise in the boat? Over.
I didn't get any of that. So unless anybody can give me a relay, we're on the side of it.
Same tomorrow.
Okay, same tomorrow. Does anybody copy Kalima? Are they close by Kalima, who are at 27 and 173? I'm not sure why they're not copying me, but could somebody just check that out?
We find it very hard to hear them as well, over.
Ah, roger that. Thanks, Sasha. Yes, I'm not sure what's happening there. Okay, well, we'll clear with Kalima and see whether we can find Laris, Gulf Harbour Radio.
Radio, this is Laris. I've got very tight copy on you, but I can just about make you out, over.
Roger, Tim. Go ahead. I've got good copy on you. Go ahead. Over.
Okay, first ASC, our position is 18 degrees 10 decibel 92 south, 177 degrees 09 decimal 34 east. We're heading 210 magnetic at 4 knots over the ground. The wind speed is 5 knots from the south. Very calm sea, just a gentle swell from the southeast. And fine day with about 20% cloud cover,
Okay, Laris, one of the couple of boats that left today. More to follow them tomorrow. Currently with pretty calm southerly winds, 5 knots, having left Fiji at 1811 south and 17709 east. They're on a course of 210 magnetic, 6.4 with 5 knots of southerly. I presume they are motor sailing. So I'm sure you know what's ahead of you. Do you want to make any comments? Yep.
You're in a light air position, and I've moved you a couple of degrees toward New Zealand for tomorrow, and it looks like the wind's going to shift a bit for you. I think probably northeast, but hard to say. I'd say we'll call it northeast anyhow, and you could let us know what you really got tomorrow. Very light air, 5 knots, 8 knots, like that. So not real good sailing conditions, but nice and calm. Catch a fish. Over.
Thanks for that, David. I think that's probably most of that. Yeah, the wind is literally just back from the northwest to the south-southeast, so we're hopefully getting a little bit of east breeze tonight. Just push us along very gently. So anyway, this is Laris Clear.
Yeah, a good way to get the sea legs operating again after a long stay there. Behind you is a Dutch boat, Tiago, and then in front of you is Tereri from New Zealand, and there's a gaggle of about 5 boats ahead of them, Pico, German, Pantaray, New Zealand, and Larrabeck from the US, also Kalia from the US, and El Gaucho, French. So they will be leading the group, and then tomorrow we hear that there are a few boats leaving too. So amongst them Rewa and possibly Rubicon. We'll wait and see. All right, we're clear with Laris. I think that's everyone I know of tonight. Is there anybody else?
Gulf Harbor, sister.
Yeah, go ahead, Peter.
And this question for David, if tomorrow is southerly 15, wondering what Thursday would look like between us and New Zealand.
Yeah, give me an approximate lat long for Thursday, if you would. Over.
So I'd say 31, which was between 32.
Don't know if you heard my question, but we'll guess you'll be around 32, maybe even 33. The winds, if you can hear me, look like about 20 knots, 20 knots, pretty much out of the west, maybe slightly north of west, but that's about it for Thursday. Thursday about lunchtime. Over.
Thanks, David. Yeah, I was just taking a look at that, but yeah, if we're down at 32 as well, just sort of debating with this nice wind that we've got right now, rather than making more westing to come back a little bit east, and then maybe Thursday we could make a change.
Well, if it were us, we would get some westing, more westing in if you can, because looking further ahead, like the Saturday time frame, the winds are going to be northwest at North Cape, Cape Reinga, and north to 30 south. All those winds are going to be pretty much northwest. Over.
Okay, Roger, I'm hoping that we would begin before Saturday, but anyway, yeah, maybe we'll do a little motor sailing harder on the wind here for a while and then make a turn. Thanks for the update.
Yeah. Yeah, looking at Friday, if it's Friday that you're getting very close to New Zealand, the winds look like they're going to be just slightly south of west. So, yeah, probably the westing would still help if you can get over there a little bit, but not too bad. Winds probably in the neighborhood of 18 to 20 by Friday, and the real bad stuff appears to have moved east by then. You're still going to have cyclonic winds, but not as bad as what it has been the last couple of days, and not as bad as it will be tomorrow. Tomorrow is not going to be a good day for the North Island. Over.
Hey, thanks for that. Well, we'll speak to you tomorrow night. We'll have a better idea what kind of position we will be in at that point.
Yeah, roger that. Well, I wonder what our barometer is going to go down to. It's 997 at the moment, so we will wait and see. All right, that sounds like it's it for tonight. I just want to tell you people that the boats leaving tomorrow are going to have a net together, and I don't know whether that is the same inclusive, I'm sure it could be, of the boats that left today, but it's called a trivia net because it's, apart from the boats that are coming down and have the opportunity to chat to each other, they are going to have a trivia question. So that net will be on after we finish on this channel, the Gulf Harbour Radio channel 8752. It will be after we finished for those boats that are leaving tomorrow. So get your action ready. I presume you've all got a different question for the different net controllers. So enjoy your weather up there. I'm sure that you will bring us some dry, warm weather when you get here. That would be appreciated. And we will be back again on air tomorrow. Cheers, everybody. Have a good night.